Yeah, I don't like Seppo at all, actually. It's all fake. I can't wait until he watches this.
Hey guys, Johnny Disc Golf here at the 2019 Masters Cup with Take two.
Take two, baby! Let's go.
Hey guys, Johnny Disc Golf here at the 2019 Masters Cup with coverage presented by the Next Generation Tour. I'm here with a Next Gen ambassador himself, Mr. KJ USA. How you doing, buddy?
I'm awesome, as always. I'm super happy to be here in California. I mean, it's raining today, but it's just making it more fun, honestly.
Good. And the vibes are great out here. I've been seeing nothing but smiles and happiness. How many times have you played Masters Cup? I know you played it last year, but how many times total?
This will be my second time to play Masters Cup. Last year I got just under 15th place. Played pretty solid, had a lot of fun, and got showed what Dale I was.
Yes. So, I mean, how do you like it? Like, I can tell you like California. It's the good vibes. We're having a good time out here. But as far as the course, I feel like it probably suits you pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, it really does, honestly. It's all about having these nice angles when you hit the ground, whether you like to throw mids or putters or even fairway drivers. If you can get them to land flat for the most part and also hit your gaps real well, you're going to do well out here. But even on top of that, if you're making jump putts and whatever putts are in front of you, you're going to be score. You'll be up top.
Yeah, it kind of seems like the greens out here are like almost on the opposite end of like the GBO SFO, where there was really not a ton next to the baskets. It's more about, just being confident in your stroke and playing in the wind. How are you faring out here where there's a lot of 25 footers that tend to be really technical? How's that been treating you?
Well, you hit it on the head there. It's really like a course that will put you wherever it wants you. If you throw a laced shot that's headed to the pin, you could be parked or you could be at 50 feet with like a nice Anheuser or Heiser angle to make. So it's just about dealing with what you're given and being able to cash in, getting a little creative. My straddle putt is super helpful out here because I can just straddle around trees and have the same stroke. But that's what it's all about, is just taking what you're given.
Cool. How do you feel like the transition will be after rounds 1 and 2 out here on traditional day law once we get out onto that ball golf course, which, while it's still day law, is very much wide open and power players do well out there. Let's just say that.
Well, that's for sure. Day law, the first 2 rounds is going to show some nice separation, as it always does. There will be people with super hot first rounds and then not hot second rounds. And it's just going to it's going to separate for sure. And then we're going to come into this golf course where it's a little bit less dangerous, I guess you could say. There will be hotter scores and very consistently hotter scores. So what it's going to do is wherever the mix-up is after second round is you're going to be put with a group of people that you're going to be battling with on that final round.
That makes sense. How's the disc flying for you? We just finished at SFO where it's a lot of wind and you get a feel for your shots, but really it's almost like reacting off of that wind. It shouldn't be quite as windy out here. Do you feel like do you feel like more in tune with your disc, like it's coming out a little more pure now?
I don't know if I would say that because the winds in San Fran, you definitely got to be in tune with your disc. So it's just you're in tune with your drivers over there. So after San Fran, all these wide open courses, I felt super confident with all my drivers, all my hyzer angles into headwinds, tailwinds, whatever it was. This course is going to ask for nice mid-range shots, nice putter shots, maybe some 6 sidearms or something like that. So I am throwing the mid-range extremely well right now. My signature disc, the KJ-M3, is flying unbelievably for me through these woods. And I'm also throwing the PA2 a lot on these straight putter lines.
Is that purple one that I've seen you throw in a million times?
Still got it.
Oh, it's so good. I saw you park the island hole a couple rounds in a row at SFO. Just nice, clean, low release. Is that what you're throwing on top of the world now that it's short?
Yeah, I'm considering throwing that, which is actually a flippy PA3. That's a PA3. I throw that for a little bit more hyzer flip shots. Gotcha. In that case, I needed it to flip up for me. But on top of the world, I will be either throwing that disc for some extra flip or a PA2 for just a straight shot at it, but definitely going straight at it.
Gotcha. I believe it's like 4 or 5, the past 4 or 5 years, this tournament has been won by either Ricky or Paul. They've kind of been going back and forth last couple years. Does that motivate you? I mean, historically, they've been really number 1 and 2. Does that push you to kind of take one off their list?
Yeah, I would say so. Not necessarily like specifically, but It is something. It would be something to stop a streak like that.
Yeah.
That would be something special for sure. But I'm just gonna try to play the best I can, and that's all you can do out here.
Sure. I talked to Seppo just a little bit ago, and we talked about your guys' kind of new budding friendship relationship. How has that been for you? It's got to be fun to have like a tour partner that's also your good buddy.
Yeah, I don't like Seppo at all. Actually, it's all fake. I can't wait until he watches this.
Okay, well, hey, I don't believe that for a second because you guys have been chumming it up for a while. Specifically on the par 5 at San Francisco Open when Seppo claims that he really did get you on the distance, but he just decided to give it to you and let you shoot. Is that you guys go back and forth about who throws farther?
Yeah.
You want to let the people know who throws actually farther?
Oh, man. We both mash the disc. I'm not going to sit here and tell. I already said I don't like him. I'm not going to say that I throw farther than him, too. That would be too much. But I don't want to hurt his feelings. But, no, like, we're always trying to outdrive the other. But also, like, under our capabilities, we're not trying to do too much either.
Yeah.
Like, he's throwing his lines the way he wants, and I'm throwing my lines the way that I want. Just so happens that when we walk down the fairway, our discs are usually right next to each other.
Are you guys throwing the same discs for those shots? Like when he throws D2, are you also throwing D2, or do your games differ in any way?
They for sure differ. A lot of times we will be throwing the same D2s, but a lot of times also he will choose a little bit flexier line, like a flippy D2 when I want to throw my straight D1 and just keep it a little bit lower to the ground. Sure. He has so much more, I would almost say touch and control with just mashed flex shots.
Sure. Last week, you got back-to-back eagles at San Francisco Open, and I was fortunate enough to kind of walk up right as that happened. Yeah. In our post-round interview, you said you kind of were stagnant to start and then got that going. Is there any holes out here that you see could be those catalyst holes that you can really get aggressive and jumpstart around?
That's a really good question, and that is the beautiful thing about this course is every hole is like that. There are only a few gimmies out here that we're guaranteed to get, so we're going to be walking up to tee boxes a lot of time thinking, okay, let's just at least get a 3 here. Sometimes we're going to be faced with a bad shot, and we're going to be looking at a scramble for 4, and the other times we're going to pure it and be looking at a 2. So it's just about finding those crazy 2s out there. What's your mindset on I-5, right? Because in years past, it's a par 3, so I think that, I don't know, maybe it was a little bit more appetizing to go for that 2. Does it changing to a par 4 change how you approach the hole? It absolutely does not at all change how I'm approaching the hole. I don't think it should either. If you're looking at the hole as, like, par, I think that's wrong. I think you should be looking what's the score that you want to get on it and how can you achieve that score.
Sure. Are you shooting for 2, or are you playing it safe and just like pitching up for the 3?
If my drive is pured, I'll have a 30 to 50 footer.
Wow. Okay. I'm looking forward to seeing that get made.
Yeah, dude.
Let's talk ball golf course, right? Because De La is such a beast in itself. The ball golf course kind of has a similar feel to it, where a lot of the greens are really tough, and if you shoot it over, you could be in poison oak down there in the bottom. First, are you allergic to poison oak?
Not extremely, but I have caught it.
That's good.
I have caught it.
And second, are there any holes in that ball golf course that stick out to you as, challenging to you, or on the opposite end, something that you feel like your game, you can really like jump out and eagle something or get a tough par 3?
Okay, so I haven't actually played the course this year yet. I'm going to go play it here in a few minutes, but there is a hole early in the round that is right across a bunker. I think it's hole 2 or 3. And it's a par 4, and that's absolutely reachable. I'm going to try to throw it as far up there as I can and have a putt maybe across the bunker or something. Okay. And then another hole that comes to my mind is this beautiful sidearm hole. I think it's hole 7.
Yeah.
That hole is
with
so
the OB
awesome.
ravine in front of it.
Hole is amazing.
It's seriously one of the, I'm just like at a loss for words. Yeah. It really is beautiful. When I first came over there and checked out the course, that one stuck out as maybe like the best hole in the course.
For sure.
You're wearing a legit disc golf shirt, right?
Yes, sir.
But you're Prodigy sponsored. How does that work? Is Legit your apparel sponsor?
Yeah, they actually are. Legit is Ryan Draper out of Waco, Texas, and he hooks me up with all my beautiful gear that I'm wearing, like these shirts and stuff. What we'll do is he'll get me the gear off of whatever brand website that I need, and he will stamp it up with Prodigy as the sole logo on the back, and then he'll put a Legit logo on the front or something, and that's my uniform.
Yeah. So I know that you left the Prodigy, speaking of Prodigy, trailer in Sacramento. how you guys been staying? You guys been just like Airbnb into Airbnb around here? And when are you getting back in the rig? Like my favorite rig on tour.
Yeah, so all of you guys that don't know, it was a really good decision to leave the trailer in Sacramento and not bring it to San Francisco or Santa Cruz. So that's what we're going to be doing for years to come. It's just 2 weeks. We've been Airbnb-ing with some good friends, and it's been awesome. Like, we're living it up right now. But yeah, like, we're going to pick up the camper on Monday and start driving to Portland.
Beautiful. How's it been traveling with Matty O? I'm pretty sure you guys are traveling together, right?
Yeah, we are traveling with Matty O. He's on the West Coast for like the first time in like some long time, like 9 years. Yeah.
Had you met him much before this, or what's it been like kind of hanging around with him? Because it's a day when you're touring disc golf, it's every day. It's not like you see each other occasionally.
Well, I mean, coming from me, like, it wasn't that long ago. It seemed like that I was like watching him on film, you know, in his Alabama jersey, and I was looking up to him at age 13, 14.
Yeah.
So that's how I initially knew him, and I didn't meet him until Vibram last year.
Oh, wow.
We started talking to each other. Like, he thought I was cool, and I definitely think he's cool. So we've kicked it off pretty good.
Nice. That's really cool, man. It seems like that whole Prodigy crew has just like good vibes at the top. You know what I mean? It's like great players doing great things and just having a fun time with it. So it's stoked for you to find that crew. You know what I mean? All right. Hey, I almost forgot, and I'm not letting you get out of here without it. KJUSA, the nickname. A, how do you feel about it? B, do you even know where that came from?
Well, so A, I love anything that supports me, and if that's what you want to call me, I'm all for it. It's sick. It's cool here in KJUSA after a made putt. Like, I'm kind of taken to it. There's nothing wrong with it. And B, Charlie from Altiworld claims that he is the creator of it, but I've heard that it's a Reddit thing, and I have no clue. So
You'll just embrace it nonetheless. Yes. All right, well, that's great, man. I wanted to get you out of here. I know we got people back here waiting on you, so I really do appreciate your time. It's always a pleasure anytime we get to chat. For all of you guys at home, if you want coverage of all things disc golf, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hey, guys, thanks so much for checking out that interview, and thanks again to my newest sponsor, the Next Gen Tour. Check them out online and find the nearest regional qualifier, and maybe you could find yourself at the championship in Austin.